Honorable Vice Chancellor of HBNI to formally welcome the dignitaries on the dais and deliver the welcome address and present the report of the university. Before that, may I request Honorable VC to present book bouquet to our esteemed guest, please. Good afternoon, Honorable Chief Guest for the convocation, Professor B. Balram, Honorable Chancellor of HPNI, Dr. Anil Kakotkar, Honorable Chairman, Council of Management, Dr. A.K. Mohanty, Directors of CIs and OCCs of HPNI, members of the Council of Management, members of the Academic Council, members of the Planning and Monitoring Board, conveners and co-conveners of various Board of Studies, the Dean Academics, Dean Student Affairs, Associate Deans at HPNI Central Office, faculties, my dear students and their family members, distinguished invitees from DAE, ERC, and other units, and friends, ladies and gentlemen. I am extremely delighted to welcome you all for the University Convocation of Hoy Baba National Institute, which is conducted today, 2nd June 2025. It is the 20th year of founding of HPNI. We started our journey on June 3rd, 2005 as a deemed university under Section 3 of the UGC Act 1956 to boost and accelerate the academic programs of the DAE institutions. And I am proud that though we have been doing degree distribution functions and graduation ceremony functions, this is the first time that a formal university convocation is being done. And I'm very proud to welcome all of you, all the distinguished gathering on the dais and off the dais for this convocation program. For the benefit of those who are from outside DAE, I'm very proud to tell that HPNI is the academic wing of Department of Atomic Energy to promote and accelerate the academic programs. And I'm happy to tell you, after 20 years of its reputation, it has become one of the best research university with valuable contribution to not only to the Department of Atomic Energy, as well as to the society and nation. This is reflected in the HPNI's excellent performance as assessed by the National Assessment and Accreditation Council in the second cycle in 2021 with a grade of 3.4 and A+. And also the National Institutional Ranking Framework, NIRF 2024, with sixth rank in the research category all over the country. Since February 2014, HBNI is a fully funded grant and aid institute of the Department of Atomic Energy. I am very proud to tell you that HPNI has got right now 13 units of DAE as its constitution institutions. The CIs are 10 numbers and the off-campus centers are 3. During this period of report, Mahamana Pandit Madan Mohan Malaviya Cancer Center and Homi Baba Cancer Hospital at Varanasi has become the 12th center institute, and that is the second OCC. And subsequently, recently, Homi Baba Cancer Hospital Research Center at New Chandigarh has become the 13th institution, the third OCC. I am very proud to tell you that HPNI is now offering 47 academic programs, and out of which 3 academic programs were added during this reporting period. PhD in Environmental Science and Engineering, MSc Passion Navigation, and MSc Mathematics. And out of this, the PhD Environmental Science and Engineering is coming under the newly constituted Interdisciplinary Science and Engineering Board of Studies. The Passion Navigation Master of Science program is operated by Tata Memorial Center, Mumbai, and the MSc Mathematics, in line with NEP 2020, is operated by the Harishchandra Research Institute, Pragyaraj. I am very proud to tell you that HBNI has established Memorandum of Understanding with 25 eminent academic institutions all over the country for mutual benefit, for expertise in various academic and research areas, teaching and learning, and to facilitate collaborative academic excellence between the faculty members and students. During this period, we have signed MOU with 5 institutions, starting with the Confederation of Indian Industry, Mumbai, for internship and placement opportunities, Indian Institute of Technology, Delhi, Indian Institute of Technology, Jammu, Indian Institute of Technology, Guwahati, and Jawaharlal Nehru Center for Advanced Scientific Research, Bangalore, for academic and research collaboration. And recently, we have also signed MOU with Atal Incubation Center, RRCAT, Indore, and also with Indian Institute of Technology, Hyderabad. With respect to the academic records, I am very proud to tell you that during the year 2024-25, 1,017 students were admitted in all our institutions for different academic programs, out of which 410 students were enrolled for PhD program. I am proud to tell that this is against 389 students for PhD last year, and year over year, the number of students enrolling, the number of students getting degree awarded in PhD is keep increasing. During the period of report, April 24 to March 25, results have been declared for 897 students, out of which 293 are PhD, as against 278 previous year. 131 are MTech degrees, as against 74 previous year. 260 MSc degree in various disciplines, 98 postgraduate and super specialty medical degrees with specialization in oncology and nuclear medicine, 70 postgraduate diploma in nuclear science and engineering, and 26 diploma in radiological physics, etc. And I'm also proud to tell you that so far since inception, HBNI has awarded 9,234 students with various degrees, diploma, and certificates since 2007, the first year when the degree was awarded. This includes 2,848 PhD out of 9,234, 1,690 MTech, 822 MD, 259 MCH, 221 DM, 1,032 integrated MSc, 606 skill-based diploma programs, 274 skill-based PG programs, 126 MSc engineering, 259 MSc, 875 postgraduate diploma, etc. as on 31st March 2025. I am also proud to tell you that HBNI has a very unique program to support the students who are doing PhD for a period of 5 years. During these 5 years, students are allowed to go abroad by the support from HBNI and present their results and interact with their peers and experts in their domain of study. I am very proud to tell you during 2024, with the approval of COM and DAE, the FTA has been appreciably enhanced for Group A countries from 2 lakh to 2.5 lakh, and Group B countries from 1.5 to 2 lakh, and Group C countries from 60,000 to 1 lakh. And this year, period of 2024-25, 32 students benefited from this scheme, and a total of 29.6 lakh was disbursed towards this. Implementation of the National Education Policy NEP 2020 is one of the important requirements as per the mandate from the University Grants Commission, All India Council for Technical Education, and Ministry of Education. We have been receiving regularly intimation from all these statutory bodies to implement the following national education policy provisions in our university system. And I'm very happy to tell you that we have been successfully implementing the following: Academic Bank of Credits, ABC, Institutional Innovation Councils, Multiple Entry Exit with Academic Break, Promotion of Indian Languages and Indian Knowledge System, Research and Development Cell, RDC, HBNI Industry Linkage Center, capacity building of faculty programs, multidisciplinary courses, HBNI Placement Cell, HBNI Alumni Cell, Professor of Practice, teaching assistantship to PhD scholars, and multidisciplinary programs. I'm very proud to tell that we have been doing this regularly. We have been initiating this with not only with our central office, with all our CIs and OCCs since 2023. I'm very proud to tell you that during this year, an online course on advanced materials chemistry was conducted by HPNI during October 14 to December 2023. And Professor A.K. Tyahi, Dean HPNI, was the course director. The course was culminated on December 23, 2024. The specific achievements of HPNI, which I am very proud to tell you, is that one is that for the first time, annual students cultural program Anurang was conducted on June 3rd, 2024 with participation of students from many CIs and OCCs. NPTEL courses on an introduction to lasers and laser systems by Professor Biswas and risk-based engineering by Professor P.V. Varde was initiated. Academic programs at MPMMCC and HPCH Varanasi, which is the second OCC of HPNI, has been successfully initiated. Nuclear glossaries in Marathi language, Gujarati language, Bengali and Tamil languages have been initiated, and they are in very good progress. Following the earlier Hindi glossary of HPNI with 13,000 words, which we have produced to promote higher education in regional languages. PhD program in environmental science and engineering to promote interdisciplinary research was started under the newly created Board of Studies Interdisciplinary Science and Engineering. Civil construction of the extension building of HPNI for infrastructure development has been completed and further work is in progress. Webinars by HBNI alumni and other professionals, almost every month one. So far we have conducted 11 numbers to promote placement and entrepreneurship opportunity for the students who are interested in employment. We have constituted the HBNI Institution Innovation Council, and also we are signing MOE with the Atal Incubation Centers to promote the opportunities for the students to have entrepreneurship and startup activities. Revision of HPNI ordinances and academic codes of practices as on date with NEP 2020 provisions was done. The last version was done in 2018, and 2024 we have made this new ordinance and academic codes of practice. Formulation of HPNI IPR policy and its implementation has been successfully conducted. And I am also proud that today we are having as per the norms, the first ever university convocation of HPNI only for the PhD students as approved by the Council of Management. With respect to publications, I am happy to tell you that with HPNI application, the students and faculties have published during the year 2024 as indexed by Scopus 2,711 journal papers. Some of these publications have come in very high impact journals such as Nature with the impact factor 69.5, Nature Materials with impact factor 37.2, Nucleic Acid Research impact factor 16.7, and Nature Chemical Biology impact factor 13, and etc. Based on the high quality publications that we have made in the Nature group of journals, the Nature Index 2024 has placed HPNI in the second position among all academic institutions in the country, and also first position with respect to publication in physical sciences. I am very happy to also add here, HPNI faculty and students have published 6 books and 166 book chapters. As per the National Institute ranking framework, we have received 6th rank in the research institution category as compared to 15th rank in the previous year, 16th rank in the university as compared to 17th rank in the previous year, and 27th rank in the overall category as compared to 30th rank previous year. I am also happy to tell many of our faculty members and students have received outstanding prestigious awards and honors all over the country and abroad, and some of them have become fellows and associate fellows for many of the scientific bodies. And many students have also received best paper and best poster presentation in scientific proceedings. And you will also witness today that 13 students are receiving HPNI Outstanding Student Awards. And tomorrow in the Foundation Day, 4 students will be receiving JB Joshi Research Foundation Innovation Awards. I'm very proud to tell among the faculty members, Professor Tyagi, Dean HPNI, has received the prestigious Vinyan Sri Award. Professor Muhammad Yusuf has received Fellow of the World Academy of Sciences. And Dr. Banawali has received Pro Gold Medal for the year 2024. I am happy to tell you that all the newly inducted faculty members are always put into the faculty induction programs and the capacity building programs. During this year, on September 30, 2024 and December 9, 2024, together 40 new faculty members and 12 teaching faculties from different CIs and OCCs have been inducted into the faculty induction programs. Apart from this, we also conduct various programs in the HPNI Central Office. I am very proud to tell you that during this year, we have conducted a workshop on career opportunities in industry for chemistry and chemical engineering doctoral students, National Technology Day, Professor Sri Kumar Memorial Program, Banerjee Memorial Program, 19th Foundation Day, Independence Day celebration, Anti-Ragging Week celebration, Teachers Day celebration, National Science Day celebration, International Women's Day celebration, Dr. Sekhar Basu Memorial Program, Swachhata Ki Seva campaign, Hindi Divas celebration, workshop on IPR and industry academia linkages, program on Marathi language conservation fortnight, observation of vigilance awareness week, theme meeting on HPNI and enabler to DA's academic program, workshop on publishing book and research papers jointly with BRC, startup 3 incubation program jointly with Atal Incubation Center BRC, Bharatiya Bhasha Utsav at HPNI as per the Ministry of Education instructions, Fit India Week celebration as per the UGC instruction. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my proud moment to tell you all that HPNI has made great progress in this short span of 20 years, thanks to the untiring efforts of the predecessors who have toiled in the foremost years. I'm very proud that Dr. R.B. Grover, the founding director, is present here among all of us. There are miles to go and much more is yet to be achieved than what we have so far. And I'm assuring that we will continue to strive hard towards the common goal of making HPNI a leading knowledge hub in the arena of nuclear science and technology and interdisciplinary research. It is also my pleasure to acknowledge the support and guidance HPNI has always received from DAE, the Council of Management, the Academic Council, Planning and Monitoring Board, Board of Studies, and all other academic bodies. Sincere thanks and heartfelt gratitude to Professor A.K. Mohandi, Secretary DAE and Chairman AEC for his sustained support to the activities of HPNI. Special thanks to Sri Vivek Basin, Director BRC, for providing all supports including the logistics and academic support. Encouragement and support always received from Honorable Chancellor Dr. Anil Kakotkar is highly acknowledged. It is my pleasure to acknowledge the support and guidance HPNI has always received from the DA Secretariat. Thanks to Professor P. Balram, who has joined us here today as the chief guest to give away the convocation address. A special thanks to former Emeritus Professor, Professor R.B. Grover, Professor J.B. Joshi, Distinguished Professor Emeritus for their valuable guidance. And our thanks to J.B. Joshi Research Foundation for providing an endowment to encourage academic excellence. The awards will be presented tomorrow in the Foundation Day, and honor lecture will be delivered by Mr. R. Mugundan, CEO and MD of Tata Chemicals Limited in the same auditorium tomorrow 2:30 p.m. The continuous improvement in academic performance of HPNI has been possible by the effort put by the Standing Committee of Deans, Board of Studies and Dean Academics, Dean Student Affairs and nodal officers at our CIs and OCC, besides the committed efforts of Dean and Associate Deans and colleagues at HPNI Central Office. I am sure that the unique structure of HPNI and the synergy between the different institutions under HPNI would continue to propel us on the growth path and success path forever. HBNI will definitely try hard to reach greater heights year over year with sustained quality academic output with excellence. We will certainly not compromise on that. I would like to congratulate all the HBNI faculty members, student awardees for receiving several coveted awards and recognitions. I'm very proud to what you have accomplished this year, and I sincerely wish all of you for continuing your effort towards sustainable eminence in the coming years. I am sure that with your commitment, support and contribution, the brand HBNI will scale new heights in the years to come. I also want to make this opportunity to convey my sincere and profuse thanks to Professor Tyagi, Dean HBNI, and the entire team of HBNI at the Mumbai Central Office for their hard work put in by them to organize today's program as the organizing committee. Before I conclude, I would like to also invite all our alumni who are not with DAE to remain in touch with our alma mater and convey your suggestions about our programs and processes based on your post-HPNI degree experience. I'm very proud to tell more than 1,500 alumni have registered today, and we have 59 alumni ambassadors. And every month, one of the HPNI alumni is giving a talk on their experience, motivating the younger PhD scholars. Congratulations to all the students who have received their degree today, and to the HPNI Outstanding Student Award this year. Congratulations once again. Thank you very much.
May I now invite Honorable Chancellor, Professor Anil Kakotkar sir, who deliver the presidential address.
Our chief guest today, Professor Balaram, Dr. Mohanty, Chairman, Atomic Energy Commission, our Vice Chancellor, Professor Kamachi Mudali, Dean HBNI, Professor Tyagi, Registrar, distinguished members of the management and academic bodies of HBNI, members of faculty, dear students, particularly all of you receiving degrees today, ladies and gentlemen. Let me at the outset add my words of welcome to our chief guest, Professor P. Balaram, to this first convocation ceremony. And also, since I will not be here tomorrow, so let me say the 20th Foundation Day, let me offer my greetings to all of you on that occasion. Congratulations to HBNI graduates, all of you who are present here, those who are not present here. And also let me use this occasion to congratulate all those who have passed out in past 20 years. HBNI has been a unique experiment. It took roots in a discussion sitting somewhere in the Frankfurt airport, and a discussion that I had with Professor Amara. And the idea was to kind of create a higher level of academic excellence in the atomic energy community, particularly because it was clear that the path forward would not necessarily be the path for nuclear energy that the rest of the world was expected to adopt. Simply because we have interest in thorium. The rest of the world has very little interest in thorium. And thorium is the basis for addressing India's energy security in the long run. And also, if we do well, it could also make India an energy capital of the world, the way many oil producing countries are dominating today. That's the potential. And the route to achieve that objective is essentially academic excellence. And that really was the genesis at that time. I am glad 20 years or maybe more than 20 years down the line, HBNI has come of age. We just heard the excellent performance that HBNI has recorded this year. And one can certainly look forward to HBNI scaling greater heights in times to come. By any standard, HBNI is a small university, but with a very strong focus on research. Now, to me personally, I think our higher education space has a lot to achieve. And HBNI, while it carries forward on the designated mandate, I think has also the opportunity to kind of conduct itself in a manner that would set some good examples for the rest of the academic community. As it is, I remember when HBNI was in the formative stage, there was a lot of confusion. And on inquiry with some of the senior colleagues from the academic community, I figured out that that confusion was more because figuratively, the clock tower was not visible anywhere in HBNI, and I'm glad it's not visible even now. Going forward, I think HBNI should create a mind in the national intellectual community, a mind of its own, driven by basic logic consistent with national interests, listening to all the narratives that exist in India and abroad, but acting according to its own mind. And that, I think, is extremely important, particularly as we want to move forward. And now that there is a kind of common understanding at the national level about the importance of nuclear energy for the development of this country, particularly in light of the net zero objective that also has to be adhered to. And in that context, I think HBNI has to provide the leadership. Leadership in terms of academic and research inputs to India's atomic energy program. Leadership in terms of shaping the narrative in the country. And most importantly, a leadership that will create a mind among Indians to be, sort of without any hesitation, to be able to move forward ahead of others and not look forward to somebody who takes the first step for us to confidently follow, because this follower mindset is something that will never get us to the global leadership position, which I'm sure all of us aspire to. So that's the challenge and objective number one for an academic institution like HBNI. Equally important is this aspect of huge disparities that exist in the country. And they are of all kinds. Talking in terms of academics and research excellence, again, we have this huge disparity. And I think it is our job to ensure that that gap is bridged. And that's where our engagement with all academic institutions, all technology institutions, and of course the society at large becomes extremely, extremely important. I'm very happy that the HBNI alumni group is growing. I think we should create a lot of programs, lot of activity for this group, particularly towards the second objective, to kind of bridge this disparity gap. HBNI alumni are also important simply because of the fact that we expect atomic energy program to grow, not just grow within the Department of Atomic Energy, but also grow throughout the country, spanning external institutions outside the department, spanning academia, spanning industry, and the society at large. And I think we need to be remaining engaged with all of them. And HBNI alumni have a lot of role to play, and HBNI should facilitate our alumni to play that role. Finally, I'm happy that we have this convocation. This convocation, of course, one way to look at the convocation is it's a formality. And of course, many times we give a lot of importance to form, forgetting about the substance. I think it is important that the substance is something that we should capture on. To me, a convocation is an occasion to look forward in terms of the future career of the students passing out. Convocation is also an occasion to look forward in terms of institution, that is HBNI, and its objectives in the context of national development plans. And convocation is also a major vehicle to create this alumni connect. And in fact, if you look at the institutions which have excelled, the role played by the alumni group has always been a very important one. For HBNI, being a small but research-focused university, to my mind, this is even more important. So in the end, let me wish all of you graduating today a great career ahead. I'm sure wherever you go in pursuit of your career, at the end of the day, sooner than later, you would come back here in India and take the country forward through your own contributions. I want to also thank all HBNI faculty for contributing to HBNI programs and to its success and to sort of capacity building of HBNI students. Finally, I want to compliment Vice Chancellor Budali for his leadership and do wish that HBNI in years to come would rise even higher, not necessarily in terms of the ranking and other things, but in terms of the basic objectives for which HBNI stands for. Thank you very much.
May I now invite the Chairman, Council of Management, Professor A.K. Mohanty sir, who is also the Secretary to the Government of India, Department of Atomic Energy and Chairman Atomic Energy Commission, to deliver the address.
Professor Balram, chief guest of this occasion. Sir, thank you very much accepting our invitation without any hesitation. And it is an honor for us. Dr. Kakodkar, Chancellor of HBNI, Vice Chancellor Professor Kamakhi Mudali, Dean Professor Tyagi, Registrar 3 Sahu, members of Board of Studies, and all unit heads of various CIs, faculties of HBNI, graduating students, parents, ladies and gentlemen. It is a first convocation of HBNI. It is a great occasion. And I congratulate all of the graduating students on this occasion. In fact, as Kakodkar sir says, HBNI is an experiment to achieve excellence, academic excellence. And yesterday, Dr. Tyagi was telling me, of course, he told nuclear science sector, but I told HBNI is a melting pot where food of all discipline, physics, chemistry, biology, engineering, materials, and anything you think get cooked. And they coexist in a common form of a liquid to find a solution to any national problems. And that is what is HBNI is. And I'm very happy to note that not only you are graduating with a good degrees from a center of excellence like HBNI, but your papers and thesis was one of the, in any standard, the highest, even comparable to any of the university, Indian university system. I have gone over the last couple of days, I was going with what type of papers you have produced. It is not a degree, but it is a highly peer-reviewed journals. As it is mentioned by in the report by the Vice Chancellor, you have papers as high as nature, nature materials, nature communication, nature chemical biology, physical review letters, all high review letters, you are the authors along with your professors or guides. It is really highly satisfying. Even there are in health science, there are papers like it is published in Lancets, one of the highest in medical science. And while reading all those things, I just came to know, particularly while you're analyzing what is these all papers, I came to know about olanzapine medicine drugs, which was difficult for me to understand, but it is worked by the student of Tata Memorial along with the professor. They have shown a new protocols for chemotherapy. Olanzapine is olanzapine, a drug administered for anti-emetic chemotherapy. Basically, it is when you put a chemotherapy drugs, there are side effects. And this drug is administered to reduce the tendency of nausea and vomiting. And they have demonstrated in life that if you reduce dose 2.5 milligram, as use the 10 milligram, as high as 10 milligram, it does the same job and better effects. And it has gone in the Lancet because they are recommending a protocol which is probably accepted globally now, a best protocol. So what I mean to say, it is not serving to the people, but the standard of work carried out by the student and professor, and that goes to the thesis also. And I don't think this type of papers you will find in any other university. You may find in some places, but very rare. Because here, treatment, research, everything goes together. And at the top of it, it is much more than that. For example, medical research, nuclear science and medical research, probably it has become, particularly in the cancer related research, it has gone long way. We are talking about today chemotherapy. We talk about radiation therapy, and probably in future or surgery at the beginning. Three things: surgery, chemotherapy, and radiotherapy. But probably future to come, doctors will not agree with me. Probably targeted nuclear medicines probably may replace, if not all, but some of them. Because nuclear medicines, we can now devise exactly to target the areas, and finding suitable radionuclides, probably you can do this statement. And this is a cross-disciplinary area of Department of Atomic Energy, very uniquely positioned. And those of you who are working, you are going to the author, doing the research and bringing out this knowledge, which you are ultimately using here. I'm also happy to tell that some of our students, maybe it is a student, those who have published not this year, in couple of 10 years back, 2015 onwards till 2024, there are some students in high energy physics. They have authored quite a lot of papers, and they have been shared by the virtue of the being the author of the papers. Now they are the part of a award, big award called Breakthrough Award. It has just happened in this April, and I was counting 55 HBNI students. Some are from SINP, some are from NISER, IOP, BRC, and maybe other places of HBNI. 55 students authored the papers, which has given them the Breakthrough Awards. You know what is this award? It is an award given by a group of Russians. They are the businessmen. $3 million. It is 3 times higher than the Nobel Prize. And they are working for an experiment at CERN. These are the mega science experiment. And this experiment primarily looks for various things. There are 2 groups of experiment. One is CMS, another is ALICE. One looks for formation of mini universe in the laboratory by colliding to lead nucleus. And they look for quark gluon plasma, a state we believe our early universe would have existed few microseconds after the Big Bang. And they try to carry it in the laboratory. And that is one experiment. Matter-antimatter asymmetry, we know we are more dominated with matter, but antimatter we don't see a study of such type. Higgs boson discovery, the boson which has come out of a mechanism, that mechanism will give mass to all fundamental particles, God particle, what people know. Physics beyond standard model. So these are the type of study carried out by this experiment where India is a participant, more specifically Department of Atomic Energy along with the student. And this discovery has led the Nobel Prize to Peter Higgs and Francois Englert in 2013. And the experiment by which the Nobel Prize was given, the experimental people, they are large number. It has a physicist, it has a engineers, all disciplined people, because there will be probably 4,000 authors in those papers. But then out of that, but they have been recognized. This is called Breakthrough Prize. I'm very proud to say that our HBNI students are part of this Breakthrough Prize winners. This is the quality of work what we do. Similarly, if you see that, there are many other areas, work of very high standard. We are talking about hydrogen production. We are talking about now nuclear NSI has come. We are thinking that probably we have to deal with nuclear expansion, will produce more energy from the nucleus. And in fact, there is a paper, I told you, Nature Chemical Biology. It is also part of the PhD thesis, some of you. It talks about building a computer. You must not have heard biocomputers. Today we are thinking about, we know classical computers. Today we are talking about quantum computers, because we thought that quantum mechanics can be ultimately made into a device. Very much possible. An abstract subject of few years, 50 years back, today is a device now. While we are excited, quantum computing, quantum communication, there are a group of people also thinking about making biocomputers, where the cells can be used to do computing. And this is a paper of SINP group. They do engineering, by tailor-made engineering to develop certain bacteria which can also do the computing. New idea. Probably not many would have thought about it. again, not only would have thought of it, it has a part of the PhD thesis of some of you. Neural network we are talking about today, artificial intelligence and machine learning. But you know what it is? Nobel Prize of 2024 went to John Hopfield, one of the inventor. 82, he got inspired how the brain works. The neuron in the brains have synapses. And that is how he got the inspired. And he developed a mathematical model. One of the AI tool is artificial neural network. But it is done as early as 80s. Today, everybody talks about AI, ML, everything. But then this is the science. It is existing today. And all we have taken this idea from the brain. Brain is the best computer. You may have a devices today, which may be more smarter than you computing, but definitely it is not more intelligent. Any instrument cannot be more intelligent than the brain itself. It can be more efficient because of certain aspects of it, but brain is the brain. So that's what I tell the people, that human being, this may be a repetition, I must tell, in some of the convocation I say, people are talking today about AI ML, and people are talking that after a few years, probably machine can replace everybody. It can be smarter than all of us. We don't have to do that. ChatGPT is an example. And many things have come in. You ask any question to ChatGPT, you will get an answer. And at some point of time, people thought that probably you don't need anything. You don't need a guide. You can take your question from the ChatGPT. Students do not need teachers in the school. ChatGPT can teach them. And it was a concern at some point of time. ChatGPT can appear you for examination. You can beat UPSC examination. ChatGPT can beat UPSC examination, which you cannot score that much. Then question is whether ChatGPT or machines can replace you people. Probably not, because it cannot be more intelligent than you. It can be only make you efficient. And in this connection, I give an example. It may be old example. I might have told to many people. You must be heard. I give an example of a film which Loge Raho Muna Bhai. And Sanjay Dutt is the acting. He is mimicking Gandhiji. And he has read so much about Gandhiji. You ask any question, probably he will immediately answer as if Gandhi is answering. And but then when he is asked who is mother of Mohanjat Karamchand Gandhi, who is Putli Bai, he could not answer that, because his brain has been trained everything else, but he has not read who is Putli Bai. So your AI ML is this only. You can only teach yourself, train yourself what is known. But if anything comes out of this context, you cannot teach that. That is why human intelligence cannot be replaced by anything. Computing, AIL, what we are talking about, this is what the brain does already. It is just we are mimicking what, part of it we have mimicked what brain has done. And we cannot completely replace it. This is what the direction of AL and ML. And what about the science? Probably science lies in the elements, in the atoms. We say today, Department of Atomic Energy, probably we have adjusted using all the atoms in various ways. Let it be a power production using plutonium, thorium, plutonium, uranium, or other ways also. Not a single thing for which the science has not been extracted. Why I'm telling it? Because what you are doing as a part of your PhD thesis is the science which you want to discover and doing it. You know that a science, there is a group of elements in your periodic table. If you see, I told probably Tata Memorial Center once that buried, you see everything 1 to up to uranium, you will see that naturally occurring, hydrogen, helium, lithium, and ends with uranium. And you will see after barium 56, you will see one box. That will be some box, it will be 57. After that, it will be 72. In that block, 15 elements are hidden because their Z is changing, but the property is very close to each other. It starts with, it is called lanthanide series. Lanthanum, cerium, praseodymium, niobium, like that 15, ends with lutetium. Similarly, there is a, you already know, there is a actinide series. It starts with actinium, then thorium, polonium, neptunium, and then like that it goes. These are one box it comes, but this is all the physics, sometimes biology also, chemistry, hidden in these blocks, and we have to discover them. You know the rare earth elements, these 15 elements which I told after barium it comes, they are called rare earth elements. And probably today they are more precious than gold and silver. Ukraine war is going on. When Trump is making a bargain with Ukraine, he says, in lieu of that, I want rare earth mines, not gold or, he doesn't bargain for gold or silver. He asks, can you give me the rare earth mines? Rare earths are a resource of science, having very good properties, both magnetic, many properties, even biological properties. You must have heard today that a country, critical minerals we have heard. These are the minerals, and you know, rare earth is one, many critical minerals coming in the rare earth. And Department of Atomic Energy, fortunately, we only mine them, Indian Rare Earth Limited. Beach sand minerals. Nobody would have bothered what happened in the beach sand. But there you get the monazite. In the monazite, you got all rare earth elements, including thorium and some amount of uranium. And these elements, not to be taken very lightly, it is a game changer. Today we are talking about permanent magnet, EV machine, EV vehicles, etc. But the magnets, which is needed is a small bit of rare earth, like neodymium or praseodymium, you take and put in boron and iron, NDFeB, like iron and boron, they become a permanent magnet, what we call NDFeB, neodymium, iron and boron. And game changes. Lutetium, it is a beta emitter, and it can save the, in the nuclear medicines it is used. Yttrium, terbium, these are the alpha emitters, and these are the short-lived alpha emitters. People are thinking this will be changing the scene in the medical science because alpha treatment, nuclear medicines probably do a wonder. So why I told this, because some of the theses come this year, came previous year, all combined in these areas. You remember that knowingly or unknowingly, how much contribution you are making to the science to the society at the moment, and basic understanding. Recently, this is my last example, there are students engaged doing experiment in mesh telescope. It is a telescope BRC has installed at Hanle. It is a major atmospheric Cherenkov experiment. So anything you study in the celestial body, pulsar, galaxy, etc., ultimately the gamma rays can be detected in this telescope. Ultimately, gamma ray will convert it into Cherenkov radiation. And we have set up this detector in Hanle, which is 4.5 kilometers above the sea level, and having a mirror, parabolic mirror, 21 meter length, which is second highest first in Asia and second highest globally, and the height probably were the highest in globally, and that is called gamma ray radiation, to detect the gamma ray, galaxy coming from the gamma ray. And in January 26, this year, probably they got a signal coming from a distance pulsar, which has been created 8 billion years before. And today we got the signal. Because if anything is created there, even light, gamma ray wind, which moves with the velocity of light, took 8 billion light years to reach the Earth today, which was detected in January 26th. And our Earth is 4.5 billion years old. So it is created much earlier than our Earth was created. And this is the type of science. And that, what we say, this is a telescope which you can study the past. And you see, if you do a PhD, you will do a work out of it, what type of paper you will be creating or understanding you will create. Probably it is, you will not having any other places doing, because the facilities are here. And this is the type of problems we are addressing. Well, I will not take a long time. At the end, I have to return something for you to read, because this is, I have heard for many people in my life. And I think I should, since you are the graduating student, let me repeat here. While today is a celebration of your hard work, it is also a moment to express our gratitude to those who supported you along this journey. More importantly, your friends, your families. Their sacrifices, love, and unwavering belief in your potential have been instrumental in your success. Remember that any top task requires a happy mind. When you leave the office, forget about your office matters. Remain grateful to your loved ones for having made a huge sacrifice to provide you this opportunity for successfully experience this prestigious institution. Generally, I'm seeing with the young boys or girls, they're mostly workaholic. And once they get into their work, they're so engaged in their work, engrossed with their mobile, if not with their mobile, everything. Probably they don't spend themselves even at the night also or coming out of the office. This is the suggestion to all. Take a break from your work. Of course, this may not be a problem. Those who are in BRC, after you come out of the office, there is enough time. We don't think about the office anymore. But it may not be to many others. Spend some quality time with your family, with your parents, with if you are married with your wife and children or vice versa. And that is what my suggestion to you. A healthy brain can do a better job. You will be more productive. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir, for your precious words and insights. May I now invite the chief guest, Professor P. Balram, to deliver the convocation address. Sir, before that, I would like to invite Professor A.K. Tyagi, Dean HBNI, to introduce the chief guest, please.
Esteemed dignitaries on the dais, off the dais, unit heads, TC members, faculty members, HBNI colleagues, last but not the least, the students who are being conferred with PhD degree and their family members. I have a great honor to introduce today's chief guest, Padma Bhushan, Professor P. Balram, who is chief guest of the day. He is an internationally acclaimed biochemist and presently an honorary professor at Jawaharlal Nehru Center for Advanced Scientific Research, Bengaluru. He did his MSc from Indian Institute of Technology, Kanpur in the year 1969. During his PhD at the Carnegie Mellon University, USA in early 1970s, he extensively used negative nuclear overhauser effect signals as very fine probes for investigating macromolecular conformations. His postdoctoral studies were at Harvard University with Nobel laureate Dr. Robert Burns Woodward. Those of you who are like chemists like me would know Professor Woodward is a person who synthesized cholesterol, vitamin B12, and cortisone, just to name a few molecules. And this work fetched him Nobel Prize. Professor Balram, while working with Professor Woodward, synthesized an extremely important antibiotic, namely erythromycin, which most of us have been beneficiary sometime or the other. After returning to India, he joined another legend, Professor G.N. Ramchandran, his lab at Indian Institute of Science, Bengaluru, where he served as a faculty member in the molecular biophysics unit. He superannuated from ISC Bangalore as its director in 2014. Professor Balram has to his credit over 400 high quality research papers. His citations are about 25,000 and he has an impressive H index of 78. He's a fellow of all three science academies in India, namely Indian National Science Academy, INSA, National Academy of Sciences, India, Prayagraj, and Indian Academy of Sciences, Bengaluru, and the World Academy of Sciences. He has been honored with several other awards such as INSA Medal for Young Scientist, 1977, Shanti Swarup Bhatnagar Prize, 1986, Padma Shri, 2002, the J.C. Bose Medal, 2004, Padma Bhushan, 2014, the TWAS Prize, 1994, and R. Bruce Merrifield Award by the American Peptide Society, 2021. Friends, this list continues on and on, but I would not like to take more time because we all are eagerly looking forward to hear our respected, honorable, Chief Guest Professor P. Balram. Please welcome him.
Good afternoon to all of you. The Honorable Chancellor, Dr. Anil Kakotka, Professor A.K. Mohanty, Chairman of the Council of Management, the Vice Chancellor, Professor Kamachi Modali, members of the faculty, staff, distinguished guests, and most importantly, the graduating students of this convocation. It's actually a privilege for me to deliver this address on such an important day. We must remember that the great progress that the country has made since independence in the sphere of higher technical education has largely, if not entirely, been the result of public initiatives. And HBNI is just one example of how those public initiatives have yielded fruit over the decades. It is only in more recent times that private institutions have begun to cater to the demands for higher education in India. Yours is a very young institution. As Dr. Kakotka said, you have begun only in 2005. It bears the name of one of Indian science's immortal figures, Homi Bhabha, a truly important institution builder in post-independence India. I have spent all my active professional years in one of India's oldest institutions, the Indian Institute of Science, Bengaluru, which is now 116 years old. It is here that Homi Bhabha began his career in India, and it is here that his visions for the future were born. In attending this convocation, I had the rare opportunity of reflecting on how much the world has changed in the last 50 years or more that I've had the privilege to witness in my scientific career. When I was sitting here and listening to the speakers, it occurred to me that it's over 53 years since I received my PhD degree. So that was the last convocation in which I was the recipient of a degree. And I've always wondered how much has happened in that period of time. The century or more for which the Indian Institute of Science has existed is a period which has seen the most dramatic transformations in science, technology, and global history in all human history. Looking back at the 20th century, those of us who have lived through the second half could scarcely have imagined that the world would change so much in our lifetime. When I was invited by Professor Kamachi Modali to give this convocation address, I wondered what I should say. I've been a scientist all my professional life, and I've been quite cloistered in the laboratories of the Indian Institute of Science. Even today, I spend my time among scientists at the National Center for Biological Sciences, which is a unit of the Tata Institute of Fundamental Research under the same umbrella, the DAE umbrella, under which HBNI is. I teach whenever I can. To speak at a convocation is a very difficult task, especially as you have come here really as students to celebrate the end of your education and the receipt of your degrees, and to celebrate it. Formal ceremonies are always there for universities. And I must take this occasion to congratulate everyone who's getting a degree today, and you very richly merit the degrees that you are receiving. What should I say? I will venture to make some general remarks on science and natural history at a time when memories of the COVID-19 pandemic are fresh in our memory. And when I came yesterday, I was reading in the newspaper that COVID-19 is once again on the front pages of the newspaper. For over 2 years, in the period between 2020 and 2022, a biological organism, a virus, brought the world to its knees. Politics and religion, two of the dominating influences in all human societies, bowed before a force of nature.
Understanding nature is the work of science. Why is science important? It is the scientific advances of the last 2 centuries that have driven the modern technological revolution. In the last 4 years, there's been an increase in the public awareness of science, largely driven by the coronavirus. During the pandemic, everybody you met had heard about RT-PCR, rapid antigen tests, aerosol transmission, mRNA vaccines, and mathematical modeling. People were talking about how the virus would spread, what are we detecting, what are we diagnosing, and so forth. Many terms that were used in common discussions were between people who are unaware of the language of science. Some 58 years ago, when I graduated from college and went out into the world, it was indeed a completely different world. Even when I reached the rank of a professor at the Indian Institute of Science, that was a long time ago, the world was still as it was largely in the 1960s. Nothing much had changed. But unknown to me, in that interregnum, major revolutions were underway in science and technology. These upheavals spanned a range of disciplines: genome sequencing and genetic engineering in biology, the explosion of computer technologies, and the communications revolution. All this was happening, and till 1990, most of us were not affected by this at all. The revolution in artificial intelligence today is spurred by advances in computer science, and many of us think it will transform our lives in the future. My generation can only marvel at the way the internet, Google, and the cell phone forever transformed the way we live. Social media today can not only affect the fate of individuals, but also nations. Today you can see that any young student who posts something on social media should be careful if they want to go to the United States. They should also be careful what they post on social media because they may be arrested in India. So you can see social media now tells you that freedom of expression is something that you cannot take for granted. But how does social media work? It works through the internet. Everybody sees it. All this rests on technology, on advances which themselves rest on fundamental breakthroughs in physics, in chemistry, in biology, in material science, in mathematics, and computer science. And these are often the results of decades of painstaking research. Rarely were these technological advances the result of a blinding flash of insight that often makes science look glamorous from the outside. Gene sequencing technologies, lithium battery, electronic processes that drive our computers, many more, and you will realize that science and technology are completely inseparable. I have sometimes been asked, I'm a popular communicator of science, and have sometimes been asked, what is science? I have responded that science is the study of nature. Children, if you tell them this, they immediately ask you another question. They ask you, what is nature? And I searched for an answer of what is nature. And I found it in the first volume of the journal Nature that appeared in 1869. The Vice Chancellor even told you what the impact factor of nature is today. The editorial in the first issue of Nature was written by Thomas Huxley. But when you really look back, he didn't write the editorial. He merely translated from the German an essay that had been written by the German poet von Goethe in the mid-18th century. And what Goethe said was this. He said, nature, we are surrounded and embraced by her, powerless to penetrate beyond her, and powerless to separate ourselves from her. You can't get a better definition of nature, and science is the study of nature. Think of all the subjects that you've studied in school. Physics and biology are with you all the time. When you walk, when you move, you can think of physics. The very fact that you're living, you can think of biology. Nothing in this world around you, including yourselves, is divorced from chemistry. There is no material on earth which is not a chemical. The Royal Society of Chemistry has offered a prize of £1 million to anybody who brings them a material which is not a chemical. Sometimes chemicals have bad names associated with them. On mathematics, I can do no better than remind you that Galileo is reported to have once said that mathematics is the language in which God wrote the universe. Paraphrasing Galileo, I might add that chemistry is the language in which nature wrote the book of life. The biochemist Arthur Kornberg aptly described chemistry as the lingua franca of the medical and biological sciences. Science requires tools, and sometimes we underestimate the role of technology in driving science. The theoretical physicist Freeman Dyson many years ago said that science is often driven by new technologies rather than by new concepts. In the 17th century, two inventions forever transformed our view of the world. One was the telescope, which Galileo pointed towards the sky, and the field of cosmology was born. Until then, we had been limited only by the power of human vision. The Dutchman, Leeuwenhoek, invented the microscope, turned it down to look at a drop of tap water, and discovered microorganisms. He had discovered the field of microbiology. So from microbiology to cosmology, it is these inventions which have advanced our powers of visualization beyond what we can see with our eyes, which have really driven science. Today, when we celebrate a mission like Chandrayaan, for example, we must remember all that has gone before, and we must imagine all that will follow. In the 20th century, spanned by a period of over 2 decades, two discoveries revolutionized medicine. The first, of course, was the discovery of X-rays by Röntgen at the turn of the 20th century, just when the 20th century was born. The second was in the 1970s when Paul Lauterbur discovered magnetic resonance imaging. Diagnostic radiology was completely transformed by these two discoveries. Today, can you imagine a radiology department which does not have an X-ray machine or an MRI? And there are so many other technologies which have since come. Interdisciplinary science, engineering, and manufacturing were the key elements in ensuring that the fruits of fundamental physics reach the clinic. Generations of patients have benefited from these techniques. Much of modern technology that we use is taken for granted. It is the product of 2 centuries of scientific advance in physics, chemistry, and biology. Remember that the basic sciences, often neglected in our institutions, form the foundations of technological process. We all know what light is, but it required Michael Faraday and James Maxwell to establish the connection between electricity and magnetism and light. Today, auctioning the electromagnetic spectrum can be a widely lucrative, highly lucrative endeavor. One table that all of you will see in school and forget afterwards until your children see it again is the periodic table. You must look with wonder at Mendeleev's periodic table. It has appeared repeatedly in today's ceremony without being explicitly mentioned. Dr. Kakotka spent some time on thorium, his favorite element. And I also heard Dr. Mohanty now go through the entire list of rare earths. And then biologists will tell you of many other elements. I'll draw your attention only to 2 of them. They lie in the same group, carbon and silicon. Just think about it for a moment. There is no life without carbon. There's almost no technology today without silicon. So the 2 dominant technologies of our time, biotechnology and information technology, both of them rest on 2 of the elements in Mendeleev's periodic table. What can you say then of Mendeleev's periodic table? The best description that I ever saw was in a book by a neurologist, Oliver Sacks. He called the periodic table the enchanted garden of Mendeleev. Is there a better description? But I must also tell you that the NCRT wanted to remove the periodic table from the 10th class syllabus. So sometimes our views of science and technology change. There are many things that have happened in science. They've been done by isolated individuals thinking, but that's rare. Willard Gibbs in isolation brought thermodynamics into the sciences. Boltzmann thought of the atom and entropy. Claude Shannon invented information theory all by himself. Oswald Avery discovered DNA. Many of these are tributes to science, and one could go on. But I will just mention one, which is DNA. It's the pillar of 20th century biology. It connected Mendelian genetics and Darwinian evolution, the two foundational pillars of biology, both 19th century constructs. But today, DNA is a term which every politician even knows. Every time, everybody knows this acronym, DNA. Everybody knows what it means. And in fact, you have to listen very carefully. During elections, you can guess the political party to which a speechmaker belongs by how they use DNA. One party will say DNA is in the corruption is in the DNA of the other party. And one party will say communalism is in the DNA of the other. You can guess what they are. I could go on, but I can only say that when you think about science, on a day when you celebrate your education, I can only say that there's much to learn. Those of us who have never stopped marveling about the wonders of nature have sometimes asked the question, where does everything that we see around us come from? This leads to fundamental questions which cannot be answered. Questions on the origins of the universe, questions on the origin of life on Earth. All the elements in Mendeleev's periodic table, which are natural, were the Earth's inheritance when it was born. Nucleosynthesis is the prerogative of the stars, our sun amongst them. In his magisterial survey of the ascent of man, Jacob Bronowski described the formation of carbon so essential for life. It is formed in the most improbable manner in stars, and you just cannot imagine that all of life depends upon this highly improbable collision between elements that happens in the stars. He says, in all the stars, there are going on processes which build up the atoms, one by one into more complex structures. Matter itself evolves. The word comes from Darwin and biology, but it is the word that changed physics in my lifetime. Bronowski goes on then to reflect on how carbon is formed. Life and biology are improbable events, and therefore we must celebrate them. To quote Jacques Monod, he says, the universe was not pregnant with life, nor the biosphere with man. Our number came up in the Monte Carlo game. After centuries of science, can we list what is the most important achievement of science? I do not know. But here I can only turn to the eminently quotable physicist, Richard Feynman. In his introductory lecture in Caltech, for his undergraduate course in physics, he asks a question. And this question is asked in volume 1, chapter 1 of Feynman. He says, if in some cataclysm, all of scientific knowledge were to be destroyed and only one sentence passed on to the next generation of creatures, what statement would contain the most information in the fewest words? He then answers his question. He says, I believe it is the atomic hypothesis or the atomic fact or whatever you wish to call it, that all things are made up of atoms. And then he goes on to describe atoms. And then he goes on to talk about the van der Waals force. Atoms getting squeezed closer and closer together. But then you could ask the question, what is the cataclysm that occupied Feynman's thoughts in the 1950s and 60s? It was the threat of nuclear war at the time when the Cold War was at its peak. Sadly, when you graduate, that prospect once again has emerged. You can see that the newspapers in recent times have been discussing this. Even our Chief of Defense Staff is forced to say that we did not come close to a nuclear conflict. There are conflicts raging in the Middle East, in Ukraine, and on our own borders. And therefore, as long as an uneasy calm prevails along the border and there are active wars elsewhere, you will find that geopolitics comes to the fore. Today, there is an effort to monopolize access to natural elements required for all modern technology. When Mr. Trump wants to take Greenland, he's looking for elements. When Mr. Trump wants to bring peace to the Ukraine, he's looking for elements. So what Dr. Kakotka said about elements, what Dr. Mohanty said about the elements, really occupies a central position in our thoughts. When all of this is happening, there's little time to worry about the fragile thread by which life on Earth hangs and the importance of preserving the natural world, which of course includes the human species. Unsustainable consumption and development threaten the natural order. Yet, sustainability science, which focuses on environmental conservation, mitigation of hazards, often a consequence of unscientific development, remains neglected and often as witnessed by climate change controversies, politically sensitive subjects. So you must remember, if there is one threat to the human race and to life on Earth, it is actually human politics. Human history is often taught as a succession of centuries of unremitting human conflict, with every new age introducing ever more powerful technologies of war. All of them are products of an ever-improving understanding of the material world. Science and technology, based on this very same understanding, have driven the course of human civilization, human history, shaping cultures and civilization. Remember, the 20th century began with Planck, Einstein, and the quantum, and it ended with genome sequencing. In between, there were frenetic advances in physics and chemistry. Today, there's an unstoppable flow of information, and we can even get DNA sequences from fossils, and ancient DNA is being used to trace the origins of human species and their migration of our ancestors across the earth. But all these studies are politically sensitive and controversial. We worry not about biology, but we worry about our own conceptions of our origins and of our history. Early history, human history, prehistory, requires the confluence of many disciplines to understand it: archaeology, paleontology, molecular biology, and computer science amongst them. The methods of genomics allow us to go very far back, and we can ask questions about the evolution of life on Earth. I leave you with just a thought. Our solar system, planet, etc. have come first, and we've been in existence for about 4.5 billion years. And human beings, as we know them, might have existed only for about 100,000. And you can see how little time we've been around. Many questions about chemical evolution, the evolution of single cells, archaea, bacteria, the birth of eukaryotic cells, and the oxygenation of the atmosphere after the biological invention of photosynthesis about 2 billion years ago. All this must precede the birth of the first animal life on our planet. We've come a long way since then. When science traces human history, it goes back right to the beginning. When human beings trace human history, they go back only a century, 2 centuries or more. Sometimes they go back to imagined conflicts of 3,000 years ago. In his book, Sapiens, the Israeli historian Yuval Harari traces the evolution of humankind. He asks an interesting question, which I paraphrase. When in the course of human evolution does human behavior begin to disregard biological imperatives, survival, and reproduction. These are the imperatives that dominate animal behavior. Remember, in biology, life has only one purpose. That purpose is to survive until you can reproduce. And then the species goes on. Human beings, of course, have now declared themselves different from animals, although they belong to the animal kingdom. When did this happen? This happened when the brain developed. And Harari says the cognitive revolution is accordingly the point when history declared its independence from biology. The immense diversity of imagined realities that sapiens invented and the resultant diversity of behavior pattern are the main component of what we call cultures. Once cultures appeared, they never cease to change. And these unstoppable alterations are what we call history. From the cognitive revolution onwards, historical narratives replaced biological theories as our primary means to explain the development of Homo sapiens. To understand the rise of Christianity or the French Revolution, it is not enough to comprehend the interactions of genes, hormones, and organisms. And then comes his most important sentence. He says, if you want to understand human cultures today and human beings as they are today, it is necessary to take into account the interaction of ideas, images, and fantasies as well. In an age dominated by mythology and the religions born from it, we would do well to remember that comparative genomics, which is a contemporary branch of biology, tells us that human beings are a minor branch in the tree of life, budding from the broader branch of eukarya. Life on Earth is dominated by the microbial branches, bacteria and archaea. Our closest neighbors are chimpanzees, rat, mice, pigs, horses, cattle, sheep, and dogs. There's a certain comforting unity in biology. Yet, human history, driven by what we imagine are civilizational influences, appears to be sadly divisive. The coronavirus, and I started with it, has breached all political, religious, and ethnic boundaries, reminding us that politics and religion, two favorite pastimes worldwide, afford no protection against a force of nature. The next time another virus comes around to infect human beings, it may not be as benign as the coronavirus has been, leaving us within 2 years. Remember that arrogance, most often a quality possessed in abundance by the very rich and the very powerful, is no defense against the force of nature. Why do I draw your attention to such a disparate group of subjects? It is because of the environment, climatic, social, and political, in which we live today. Some reflection on the role of science in understanding nature may allow us to introspect on the course of human history and attempt to rationalize why the world today is the way it is. Science is a deeply humbling subject, and every day we are reminded of our imperfect understanding, even of the subject of our own research. It is this humility that is important in any sphere of human activity. Learning is a continuous and never-ending process and does not end with graduation. Many years ago, I heard a senior and most distinguished scientist from the BRC quote from the poet Wordsworth, writing in the immediate aftermath of the French Revolution. And what Wordsworth said was this: bliss was it in that dawn to be alive, but to be young was very heaven. And the dawn was the dawn of democracy after the French Revolution. This was a feeling shared by many in the early years of independence of India in a world recovering from the Second World War. Today, and I'm sad to say this, we stand on the threshold of a much darker age, and your generation will face a challenging future. But I'm sure that with your energies and enthusiasm and your understanding of the problems that we confront, these challenges will be met. Convocations are times when the convocation speaker is supposed to give advice. I'm not going to give you very much of advice because I'm near the end. There are only two qualities that will stand you in good stead in whatever you wish to do: resilience and imagination. In research, and indeed in many other walks of life, failure is more common than success. Overcoming the fear of failure is often the first step towards success. Let your imagination take you forward. It's been a privilege to address you, and may I wish you all the best in the years to come. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir, for your inspiring words. Now, we will move ahead. May I now request the Honorable Chancellor to present the candidates who have been found to be eligible for the award of PhD degrees and medal winners from all the disciplines. The total number of graduating students for PhD degree to now 293 and number of medal winners are 13. Sir. Thank you, sir. May I request Honorable Chancellor, Chairman, Council of Management, the Chief Guest, Honorable VC, to come in the front of dais for presentation of degree certificates and the awards to the students. May I request Professor A.K. Tyagi, Dean HBNI, to present the names of outstanding PhD awardees.
Early career recognition is something which goes a long way in one's career. In view of this, HBNI initiated Outstanding Student Award for the given year. For example, this year, that is 2025, we are going to confer some of the meritorious students with Outstanding Student Award. These are the students who submitted and completed their PhD program in last calendar year. Sometime in the month of March, call for the awards nomination was issued. After compilation of all the nominations, all these were forwarded to respective conveners of BOS. BOS members, conveners, co-conveners spent long hours to do very fine scrutiny and to select the most meritorious nominations, among otherwise all very good nominations. They used number of attributes for their selection process. For example, quality of publication, impact factor comes into picture. Time taken for PhD. If a student has finished PhD in 5 years, the minimum stipulated by UGC guidelines, he or she gets the highest marks for this attribute. As number of year goes up, marks comes down. APR gradings, it's very important that we complete our annual progress review meetings on time, and these gradings are also were given due weightage. Timely completion of oral journal comprehensive examination was another criteria. Reviewers' reports, and at last, relevance to nuclear or societal applications. With these attributes, BOS members recommended their selection of nominees, and the number of awards are in proportion of number of degrees which were awarded, completed in last calendar year, and of course based on number of nominations. As already mentioned by Registrar of HBNI, this year we selected 13 students for HBNI Outstanding Student Award in different disciplines. And I have a great pleasure to invite them one by one, discipline wise. So first two names are from chemical sciences. May I invite Dr. Sushil Maruti Patil of BRC. All the employee winners will get certificate, whereas the student winners will get certificate, medal, and cash incentive of rupees 25,000. Dr. Pragyanshri Panda from Naisar Bhubaneswar. We have 4 award winners in engineering sciences. To begin with, Dr. Saurav Sarkar, BRC Mumbai. He is an employee student. Dr. Sujish S, again from BRC, an employee student. He gets certificate. Dr. Ajay Kumar Pandey, IPR Gandhinagar. He gets certificate, medal, and cash incentive of rupees 25,000. Dr. Sumit, RRCAT Indore. Dr. Ajay Kumar Sahu is the recipient in life sciences. He is from IMSC Chennai. Dr. Rashi Sanjay Lunia is recipient in mathematical sciences. She is presently doing postdoc at Max Planck Institute, Germany. So she is not able to collect in person. Next, now we switch over to physical sciences. We have 5 award winners. Dr. Harish Srinivasan, BRC Mumbai, also is doing postdoc in Germany and hence he is absent. Dr. Lakaraju Leela G. Chandra from HRI Prayagraj. He gets certificate, medal, and cash incentive of rupees 25,000. Dr. Ankit Kumar Panda from Naisar Bhubaneswar. He is also a student, full-time student. Dr. Protay Das, is he present online? No. So he is also in CERN, Switzerland. And last is Dr. Miss Sneha Das from VCC Kolkata. She also is doing postdoc at University of Liverpool, UK. So this way now the award function is over. Sneha is online. Sneha, welcome to HBNI award function, Convocation Day. Would you like to speak a few words? and accept the award.
So, first of all, I would like to express my sincere gratitude to HBNI for giving me this opportunity to join online this convocation ceremony from abroad, and also for selecting me as the recipient of the HBNI Outstanding Student Award 2024. Next, I would like to thank my PhD supervisor, Dr. Shurmishta Bhattacharya from VCC, the whole entire nuclear physics group, and my Indian National Gamma Ray INGA collaborators for their constant support, guidance, and motivation throughout my PhD tenure. So without their supports, I would not be here today. So my heartfelt thanks to all of them. And of course, I accept this award with great honor. It's my
Thanks,
pleasure.
Neha. Just to very briefly give some statistic, out of these 13 award winners, 10 are men and 3 women, 3 employee
Yes.
student and 10 full-time student. I would like to congratulate all the award winners for this, as I mentioned, early career award. Those who could not get, a word of advice to them, it is just the beginning of your long career. Many more bigger awards are awaiting for you. Keep on doing hard work. I would like to thank conveners, co-conveners, and members of all these 5 BOS. Some of them are sitting on the dais. Thank you to you all for sparing your valuable time. Thanks to one and all.
Presentation of PhD degrees to the students, those who are present, and also in absentia by the Honorable Chancellor and Chairman, Council of Management. Now I request Professor Pranay Swain, Convener, Board of Studies for Applied Systems Analysis, to present the candidates of their respective degrees.
Sir, I present unto you 2 candidates who have been certified by duly appointed examiners to be qualified to receive the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in the discipline of Applied Systems Analysis in this university, to which I pray they may be admitted. P.H. Thagaraju from BRC, Mumbai. एक ही
Now I request Professor C.N. Patra, Convener, Board of Studies, Chemical Sciences, to present the candidates of their respective degrees.
Sir, I present unto you 41 candidates, including in absentia, who have been certified by duly appointed examiners to be qualified to receive the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in the discipline of Chemical Sciences in this university, to which I pray they may be admitted. Ananda Shankar Roy, BRC, Mumbai. Atanu Jha, BRC, Mumbai. Not there. Pasupatinath Khan, BRC, Mumbai. Sudeshna Shah, BRC, Mumbai. Sushil Maruti Patil, BRC Mumbai. Abhiram Senapati, IGCOR Kalpakam. Parvati Narayanan, IGCOR Kalpakam. Sachin Aditya Ramesh, IGCOR Kalpakam. Subhendu Kumar Barik, IGCOR Kalpakam. Rajinoshri Panda, Nizar Bhubaneswar. Ratnakar Saha, Nizar Bhubaneswar. Thank you.
May I now request Professor Gopika Vinod, Board of Studies Engineering Sciences, to present the candidates of their respective degrees.
Sir, I present unto you 40 candidates, including in absentia, who have been certified by duly appointed examiners to be qualified to receive the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in the discipline of Engineering Sciences in this university, to which I pray they may be admitted. Pinukumar, PRC Mumbai. Diksha Gupta, BRC Mumbai. Gyanendra Kumar, BRC Mumbai. Kapil Bodka, BRC Mumbai. Kaushal Jha, BRC Mumbai. Mohammad Sirajuddin, BRC Mumbai. Mukesh Kumar Sharma, BRC Mumbai. Congratulations. Preeti Singh, BRC Mumbai. Rakesh Radhakrishnan, BRC Mumbai. Rahiman Rajan, BRC Mumbai. Satyendra Kumar, BRC Mumbai. Satyendra Paul Chauhan, BRC Mumbai. Saurav Srivastava, BRC Mumbai. Saurav Sarkar, BRC Mumbai. Sujish S, BRC Mumbai. Sushil Kumar Bahuguna, BRC Mumbai. Shivita. NV Adinarayana Karibandi, IGCAR Kalpakam. Parth Kumar Rajendra Bhai Patel, IGCAR Kalpakam. Piyush Prajapati, IPR Gandhinagar. Thank you.
May I now request Professor S. Gautam, Convener Board of Studies Life Sciences, to present the candidates of their respective degrees.
Sir, I present unto you 49 candidates, including in absentia, who have been certified by duly appointed examiners to be qualified to receive the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in the discipline of Life Sciences in this university, to which I pray they may be admitted. Archita Ray, BRC Mumbai. Ganesh Pai, BRC Mumbai. Megha Sodani, BRC Mumbai. Pooja Negi, BRC Mumbai. Ajay Subbarao, IMC Chennai. He is absent. Okay. Ajay Kumar Sahu, IMC Chennai.
दीप शिखा नाइसर भुवनेश्वर ऑप्शन ओके किन्नर ओंकार उमेश आर कैट इंदौर मयूरी भीमराव इंचालकर ITMC मुंबई श्रुति चटर्जी TMC मुंबई थैंक यू
Now I request Professor Manoj Kumar Yadav, Convener, Board of Studies, Mathematical Sciences, to present the candidates of their respective degrees.
Sir, I present unto you 15 candidates, including in absentia, who have been certified by duly appointed examiners to be qualified to receive the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in the discipline of Mathematical Sciences in this university, to which I pray they may be admitted. Suman Mukherjee, Niger, Bhubaneswar. Sushobhan Bandyopadhyay, Niger, Bhubaneswar.
Now I request Professor S.D. Banamli, Convener, Board of Studies, Medical and Health Sciences, to present the candidates of their respective degrees.
Sir, I present unto you 3 candidates, including those in absentia, who have been certified and duly appointed by duly appointed examiners to be qualified to receive the degree of Doctor in Philosophy in the discipline of Medical and Health Sciences in the university, to which I pray they may be admitted. Dr. Smriti Sharma, TMC Mumbai. Thank you.
Now I request Professor V.K. Aswal, co-convener, Board of Studies, Physical Sciences, to present the candidates of their respective degrees.
Sir, I present unto you 130 candidates, including in absentia, who have been certified by duly appointed examiners to be qualified to receive the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in the discipline of Physical Sciences in the university, to which I pray they may be admitted. Agreya Chatraj, BRC Mumbai. Abhijit Das, yes, option. Deepa Sathian, BRC Mumbai. DPS sir. Manglanand. Meghra Singh, BRC Mumbai. Nilesh Subhas Tawde, BRC Mumbai. Rajshri R, BRC Mumbai. Rathod Tejas, BRC Mumbai. Suvoda Sau, BRC Mumbai. Swati Mehta, BRC Mumbai. Divans Shirmali, HRI Prayagraj. Lakkaraj Leela Ganesh Chandra, HRI Prayagraj. Abhishek Misra, Niger Bhubaneswar. Absent. Ankit Kumar Panda, Niger Bhubaneswar. Prabhakar, Niger Bhubaneswar. Saddap Madani, Niger Bhubaneswar. C is absent. C is absent. Saddap. Gitanjali, RR Cat Indore. Pradeep Kumar Gupta, RR Cat Indore. Anindita Karmakar, SINP Kolkata. Costa Paul, SINP Kolkata. Absent. Subraj Mukherjee is absent. Kirti Atreya, absent. Sanspatak Basu, VCC Kolkata. Vivek Kumar Rajeshwar Singh, VCC Kolkata. BV Jaikrishnan, BRC Mumbai. Thank you.
I request the dignitaries to be seated, please. Let the candidates stand and take the place. Sir, there only. Sir. Not working. IT. Honorable Chancellor, may I request you to administer the pledge to the candidates?
Please repeat along with me. We shall, in thought, word, and deed, ever endeavor to be scrupulously honest in discharge of our duties in our profession, and shall uphold the dignity and integrity of our profession and the honor of our university. We shall uphold and advance social order and the well-being of our fellow citizens, and shall devote all our energy to promote unity and integrity and secular ideals of our country. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. All the graduating students will remain standing. Now, I request respected Chancellor, Chairman, Council of Management, Sir, may I request you to confer the degrees to the candidates?
By virtue of the authority vested in me as the chairman, Council of Management, Homi Baba National Institute, I admit you to the PhD degrees of the disciplines of applied system analysis, chemical sciences, engineering sciences, life sciences, mathematical sciences, medical and health sciences, and physical sciences, for which you have been declared qualified in this university, and in token thereof you have been presented with the degrees, and I authorized you to wear the robes ordinated as the insignia of your degrees.
Thank you, sir. Candidates may please be seated. Now, I request Honorable Chancellor and Chairman, Council of Management HBNI to sign the register of PhD degrees that have been confirmed in person and in absentia. We are grateful to the chief guest, Honorable Chancellor, the Chairman, Council of Management HBNI, who is also Secretary to the Government of India, Department of Atomic Energy, distinguished invitees who have graced the occasion with their presence on the first convocation ceremony of HBNI. As a token of our gratitude and respect, may I now request our Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor U. Kamachi Mudli sir, to present mementos to the chief guest, Honorable Chancellor and Chairman COM. Thank you, sir, for doing the honors. Now, please rise for the dissolution of convocation. Honorable Chancellor, may I request you to declare the convocation closed.
I declare the convocation closed.
Please be seated. Honorable Chancellor, Honorable Vice Chancellor, respected Chief Guest, esteemed Secretary DAE and Chairman Council of Management, all members of the Council of Management and Academic Council of HBNI, Sri Vivek Bhasin, Director BARC, all other heads of constituent institutions of campus centers, group heads, distinguished guests, faculty member, proud graduates and their family members. It is my proud privilege and pleasant duty as the registrar of HBNI to extend a heartfelt vote of thanks on this historic occasion, our very first convocation ceremony. Today marks not only a significant milestone in the lives of our graduates, but also in the journey of our institution. This day would not have been possible without the collective support and encouragement of many distinguished individuals. First and foremost, I extend our deepest gratitude to our chief guest, Professor P. Balram, for gracing this occasion with your esteemed presence and inspiring words. Your inspiring address has not only motivated our graduating students, but has also added great value to this convocation. We are deeply grateful for the time and wisdom you have shared with us today, sir. We are equally grateful to the esteemed Secretary DAE and Chairman COM for your continued support and encouragement in our academic and institutional endeavors. Your guidance has been instrumental in shaping our university's vision and standards. We express our heartfelt appreciation to our Honorable Chancellor, Professor Anil Kakotkar, sir, for his inspiring leadership and enduring belief in mission of this institution. Your presence today reaffirms your commitment to academic excellence and institutional development. Special thanks to Honorable Vice Chancellor Professor U. Kamachi Mudli, sir, whose vision and leadership continue to steer this university towards excellence. A special word of thanks to the chairman and members of Council of Management and the Academic Council for their unwavering commitment, strategic insight, constant encouragement. Your stewardship has laid a strong foundation for the growth and excellence of this university. I also express my sincere thanks to the directors and heads of aided institutions under Department of Atomic Energy who have honored us with their presence. We are also deeply thankful to the members of various authorities of the institution, distinguished faculty members, administrative staff, and invited guests who have joined us today and contributed to the success of this event. The role of faculty members as the mentors, guides, and facilitators for the students deserves the highest commendation. A sincere thanks to the organizing committee under the chairmanship of Professor A.K. Tyagi, sir, Dean HBNI, technical teams, student volunteers, and every hand that work tirelessly behind the scenes to make this first convocation seamless and memorable. A special word of appreciation goes to the press and media representatives who have joined us today. And finally, to our graduates, congratulations. Today is the celebration of your hard work, resilience, and accomplishments. May this be the first of many proud achievements in your lives. With that, I once again thank each one of you for your presence and support on this landmark day in our university's history. Let us move forward with renewed commitment to our mission to educate, to empower, and to make a meaningful impact on the society. Thank you. Jai Hind. Now, I request all of you to rise for the national anthem and remain standing until the procession leaves the auditorium.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे
Now return.
Oh, yeah, good. I have to tell you.
आप सभी से सादर अनुरोध है कि शोभा यात्रा के प्रस्थान तक कृपया अपनी जगह पर खड़े रहे, जिससे इस विशेष क्षण की गरिमा बनी रहे। साथ ही छात्रगण से अनुरोध है कि समूह चित्र के लिए कृपया अपनी उपस्थिति सुनिश्चित करें। धन्यवाद।
We kindly request all graduates and esteemed guests to remain standing until the ceremonial procession has exited the auditorium. May I also invite the honored graduates to kindly prepare for a group photograph shortly after. Thank you.